So this is King Arthur's Gold. It is an alpha game that I heard about on Rock Paper Shotgun, and I actually held off playing for a really long time. I don't really know why. It looked really appealing to me, but I just kind of forgot about it, and someone reminded me of it a couple days ago. So I figured I would actually play it and just post my thoughts of it online. I'm not going to review the game since it's an actual alpha where it's feature incomplete and it's unpolished, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about what's good and what's bad. A lot of similar games. Terraria, Infiniminer, Gang Garrison, they're all 2D kind of fighters, or whatever you want to call them. Infiniminer isn't, but it's got the same basic concept. So you've got this big map that you start off on. Sometimes it's pre-made, sometimes it's not. It's usually standard CTF, and it's got a ticket-based system like Nuclear Dawn, or I'm sorry, not Nuclear Dawn. What am I thinking of? Battlefield. And the main draw to the game is that you can build stuff and dig underground. There are also 3 classes in the game: the fighter, the archer, and the builder. Fighter is your standard sword and board guy. The combat system's kind of weird. You click to swing, and then you keep holding it down, and he can power up another swing. So that's basically the extent of the fighter. He's also got a shield, but it's got like limited blocking. You can block stuff, and then your shield will slowly wear down, and eventually you'll take a hit. And that's about as much depth as there is in the combat. But the archer class has to chop down trees to get his arrows, and he can basically shoot arrows really far. Not very satisfying. One arrow will take off about a heart, as far as I can tell. And it is not very useful. I have not seen archers be very useful. And finally, there's the builder class that can just build everything you see on the map and dig underground and just basically do everything that's important in the first 95% of the game. So I want to talk about a few of the problems in the game. The first being latency, and in a game like this, it's really important that the netcode is all optimized and ready to go for something that requires Twitch skills like this. Otherwise, it just becomes this like random spam fest of arrows and people swinging swords, and you just have no control over the combat. And it just starts to feel really random, and when it gets to that point, it's just not very fun. Now, it's really dependent on the server, but even the low ping servers where I was pinging like 30 to 60, a lot of the times the combat would lag a little bit, and when I thought I would get a sword hit on someone else, it just wasn't at all, and it was a frustrating experience. The second big problem, the ticket system. It doesn't work, and the reason for this is because 95% of the game, up until the last 5 minutes or so, or the last 5 to 10 tickets, don't make any difference at all. I mean, you can run towards the middle, and you can kill the other team, and you can go underground and build stuff. It just makes no difference at all. I mean, most of the time, you will reach to the end, and there will be a 20-ticket difference between teams, and that'll be the end of that. And it's totally random. I mean, it's not because you're doing well. It's not because, I mean, you might be doing well, but the rest of your team might be dying over and over again in the middle, and it'll just even out at the end. So the good thing is that when you do get to the end, those last 5 minutes where you're basically down to your last life are actually exciting. And honestly, the game should be just compressed down to those last 5 minutes. Maybe create a mode where you only have one life, and your life is actually important, and once you die, you gotta sit and wait until the next round. So there you have it. King Arthur's Gold is an alpha right now, and it's completely unpolished and it's unfinished, but it's free to play right now. So I suggest anyone give it a try, because it's actually really fun, especially if you're playing with friends, which I guess you can say about any game. But I don't know how much it's going to cost. I might buy it eventually, but for now, go and give it a try.